So the property of discrete convolution. Property of discrete convolution. So first property is discrete convolution is commutative. Suppose we have a sequence xn, a sequence yn and a sequence wn in discrete time. 3 arbitrary sequences. कैसी sequence? Arbitrary sequences, right? So this property says that xn convol yn is equal to yn convol xn. Now this property is same as we discussed earlier. The order in which two sequences are convolved is unimportant, and its proof is on the same line. Again I am writing proof. Consider left hand side, means xn convol yn, right? xn convol yn. Apply the basic formula. Take any dummy variable minus infinity to plus infinity. Replace first variable by dummy variable, first sequence, and second sequence y, replace n by n minus k. If dummy variable is v, then xv, y, n minus v. Right? In this way we can convert the symbolic notation in terms of mathematical formula. So left hand side is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x k y n minus k. Now put put n minus k is equal to t. So k is equal to n minus t, and as far as limit is concerned, when k tending to infinity, t is tending to minus infinity, so t tending to plus infinity. When k tending to plus infinity, t tending to minus infinity. So while writing this summation from plus infinity to minus infinity, the same result will obtain if we move from minus infinity to plus infinity. So therefore we can write left hand side as t is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x, dummy variable we can take t, but don't think that t is a continuous time variable. I have taken t as discrete time variable because we are dealing with in discrete time domain. Okay, so I should take t as v, right, in order to avoid the confusion, right? So since assuming t as discrete time variable, then x t and this will be y, k is equal to n minus t. K is equal to n minus. So x n minus t, y n minus k is equal to t. Okay. This can also be written as t is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity yt x n minus t. Now dummy variable, in first sequence replace n by dummy variable, in second sequence replace n by n minus dummy variable. So this can be written as yn convol x n. This is nothing but right hand side. In this way we can prove, we can say that discrete convolution is commutative. Next, second property is discrete convolution is distributive. Discrete convolution is convolution is distributive means xn plus convol yn plus wn. This is equal to xn convol yn plus xn convol wn. This is the property of distributive property. Distributive convolution is distributive with respect to addition as well as subtraction also. So we can prove for addition, similarly we can prove it for subtraction also. So proof. Left hand side xn convol yn plus wn. Right? Now this convolution sign, use formula for this convolution. Treat this as first sequence and this as second sequence. So the procedure is replace n by some dummy variable and replace all n in the second expression by n minus k. This is the procedure. So dummy variable, suppose k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, x k, then put a bracket here. Second sequence replace n by n minus k, y n minus k plus w n minus k. Right? This is formula for this convolution. Now this is simple summation. It follows the law of algebra. So we can split into two terms. K is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, xk y n minus k plus summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, x k w n minus k. Right? Now what is this? Dummy variable n minus k, another dummy variable. So we call it as xn convol yn. So first term is nothing but xn convol yn plus this is xn dummy variable and minus k, another dummy variable. So we call it as xn convol wn, and this is nothing but right hand side. So in this way one can say that discrete convolution is distributive. This is second property. And third property is discrete convolution is associative. Third property of discrete convolution is discrete convolution is associative. xn convol yn, xn convol yn convol wn. This is equal to xn convol yn convol wn. Means we change the bracket and the right hand side is equal to left side. Means if we convolve these two sequences first and result is convolved with xn as first sequence, this is same as first convolve these two sequence and then result is convolved with the third sequence. So next is proof of this. So we shall start with left hand side. Left hand side is xn convol yn convol wn. This is equal to, first of all we solve for this convolution, treating this as first sequence and treating this as second sequence, right? So solving for this convolution first, take dummy variable k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. X, what is the procedure? In first sequence replace n by k, in the second sequence replace n by n minus k. So this is k, then put a bracket y n minus k convol w n minus k, right? In first sequence replace n by k, in the second sequence replace all n by n minus k. So we replace this second sequence by, again this sequence is nothing but the convolution of two sequences. Now we have to solve for this convolution. First we solve for this, then solve for this convolution. So we take another dummy variable, let it be v. xk y. Now applying the basic definition, treating this as first sequence, this is treating this as first sequence, treating this as first sequence and this as second sequence. Replace n by dummy variable. Dummy variable is v. So v minus k, right? Then in the second sequence replace n by n minus v. Here in the first sequence n is replaced by dummy variable v, and in the second sequence n is replaced by n minus w variable. So w n minus v, and minus k is already there, shifted by minus k unit. So you have to copy minus k. This application of this is very simple. You first identify first sequence and second sequence. In first sequence n is replaced by dummy variable. For this convolution we take v as dummy variable. So v minus k, right? In the second sequence n is replaced by n minus v. So n minus v, minus k is already there. So we copied minus k. So rewriting left hand side is equal to k xk then y summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity xk, then another summation, dummy variable is v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity y v minus k y v minus k and w v minus k and w n minus v minus k. N minus v minus k. Let me check whether it is correct or not. N minus v minus k, v minus k, n minus v minus k, v minus k, right? Now, changing the order of summation. V is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, summation k is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, xk, y, v minus k, then w, n minus v minus k. We just change the order of summation. V is taken out, k is taken in, xk, v minus k. Now, first of all, what is this? K is dummy variable. In second sequence, n minus k, instead of n minus k, v minus k. Means this is nothing but convolution of xv and yv. So instead of this sum, we write summation v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, x v convol y v. See, when we write mathematical formula, so instead of v, we write some dummy variable k. So xk in the second expression, second sequence, v is replaced by v minus k. So instead of this sum, we can write in symbolic notation xv convol yv and copy this term. W n minus v minus k. Right? Now, put a bracket here. Now think, this is as first sequence. Now think this as a first sequence. Right? And this is second. So, since this is convolution, this is infinite sum, in first sequence, dummy variable is used, v. In the second sequence, n minus k minus v. So one can write like this also. Summation v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, x v y v w n minus k minus v, like this. V n minus k minus v, right? Dummy variable, then n minus k minus v. Now, this is again a convolution, but how can we write it? How we apply the basic concept of convolution, right? So, since this can also be written as v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, x v minus k convolve y v minus k, right, w n minus k minus sorry. See, in first convolution here dummy variable is v. In the second convolution, whatever may be the independent variable, instead of n, it is n minus k, right? We call it as, suppose, n dash. It is n minus k. Let we call it as n dash. मान लो इसको n dash कहें. Then n dash minus v and v. So this can be written as x v convolve y v, right, and sorry, this is equal to x n dash convolve y n dash in one bracket convolution of w n dash. Now see, there is one discrete sum, so this must represent some convolution. Now how can we write it? Assuming this is as a first sequence, and in first sequence dummy variable, some variable is there v, right, and here since it is v, so it should be v, sorry, this should be v because sum is v, so v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. Make correction here. Now in first sequence dummy variable is v, in the second sequence dummy variable should be some independent variable minus v, right, but here independent variable is not n, it is already shifted by k unit, n minus k, so let it be new independent variable n dash. Now you recognize how we can write it in the convolution. This is first sequence, dummy variable is replaced by the independent variable n dash, so x n dash y n dash convolve w n dash, right. Now put the value of n dash. What is n dash? N minus k. So left hand side is equal to x, what is n dash? N minus k. N minus k convolve, n minus k convolve y n minus k, this bracket, again convolution w n minus k. Now since it is shift invariant system, okay, so we can write it like this, x n convolve y n convolve w n, and this is nothing but right hand side. So the proof of this associative property is very tricky, and we have to apply the concept of mathematics. So trick is here. How can we recognize which one is independent variable, which one is the dependent variable, which one is the dummy variable? So let me repeat. First we solve first convolution. So dummy variable is k, xk, then y, v minus k, n minus v, k. Right, dummy variable is k. So from this side we can get this, write this as convolution. Then again recognize how can we replace this infinite side by convolution. So assume this as n dash. Oh, okay, or let me repeat from this side. Okay. So because the proof is tricky, so we shall start with this side. for solve for first convolution. Okay, dummy variable is k. So one summation dummy variable. In the second sequence, replace independent variable. Which one is independent variable? N. N is replaced by n minus k. So n by n minus k, n minus k, right? Now we have to solve for this convolution. This convolution can be written. So we have one summation sign. If we replace this convolution, we have to put another summation sign. So where is that summation sign? So there should be one summation sign also. There is one summation sign also. K n minus. Okay, here is one summation sign. Summation y and this, and independent variable v लिया, dummy variable is v, sorry, v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. So v is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. So here n is replaced by v, so n minus v minus k. Here n is replaced by n minus dummy variable, n minus v, and minus k is copied. Now it is correct, right? So this, please make a correction here, because we replace this convolution by another infinite summation sign. Now next. So here it is correct. K is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity xk, v is equal to minus infinity to plus v minus k, n minus v minus k. Now, changing the order of summation. This summation is taken out, this summation is taken in. Xk copies this term. Now, our aim is to try to eliminate the summation sign so that we will finally get this result. So first summation sign, recognize what does this represent. Again, see, this should represent some convolution. How? Dummy variable. In first sequence, dummy variable. In second sequence, v minus k. Means v must be independent variable. So convolution is in terms of v. xv and yv. So this summation is replaced by this convolution sign. Now copy this summation and this sequence. Now again I have to replace this summation. Now how? Treat this as first. Okay. So dummy variable v. So here sequence independent variable is replaced by dummy variable. So v. In the second case, independent variable n, right? It should be replaced by n minus v, right? So n is replaced by n minus v, and again k is there. Again k is there. So n minus k is taken as in one bracket minus v, because dummy variable is v, so independent variable should be n minus v, but here k is also there, so n minus k minus v. So n minus k means independent variable is already shifted by k unit, so we take it as suppose another independent variable n dash. Okay. Now dummy variable in first sequence, in the second sequence dummy variable n dash minus v. So independent variable के terms में you can write the convolution. First sequence x n dash, second sequence y n dash, again it is convolution. Then put a convolution sign because you are eliminating this